Hey everyone, guess who's back? It's Kamish back here with another draft preview, and this time we got I think it's saving one of the best for last year, Justin and Picken Flowers. And what I mean by that is Justin came into the league and has brought a laundry list of great owners to this format that are spread across tier two and tier three. None of his referrals have made tier one yet, but I'm expecting that one of your teams will eventually get to tier one here eventually. But I just want to personally thank you, Justin, for standing by the league and thinking enough about the league and the format, enough to refer people to it. And I just want to say I hope you're an owner for a long time in this league, brother. And really, the focus for you is just trying to win the division and you got to beat your division opponents, right? We're going to set up the format for you to play your division. A couple times I would imagine, in as far as scheduling goes, and it's going to be up to you to find a way to get through it. So, anyways, let's get through into your preview here, the last preview of Tier Two. And then the next time we will be seeing each other, folks, other than any trade activity or anything that comes about, will be at the draft and super excited to see everybody at the draft this year, which is happening in early August, of course, and always usually happens right before preseason starts. So injuries definitely impact your team just like a real life team would. Going into current keepers, so yeah, I'll just point out right away. So I noticed you had Hubbard in the queue. So is Hubbard replacing Pacheco? You just have to let me know these things. This goes to all the other owners too. I see still some players down below on the queue. So clearly you want to add these guys as your keeper, but I have to manually add them in. So I need to know who you're replacing. The one with Judy I thought was pretty obvious, so I just put Judy in. But with Pacheco, is Hubbard replacing him? I just need to know. Likely, but I don't want to assume. So clearly you're going to go Pacheco or Hubbard. I think, you have to keep a running back, right? So why not keep the guy that's on your team? Jonathan Brooks, of course, won't be in the lineup anytime soon in Carolina. The only thing you have to worry about with Hubbard now is Rico Dowdle has joined the room, and I'm curious to see how many snaps he eats into for Hubbard. I think it's more partly about keeping the two running backs healthy, but Carolina might get into a position where they're keeping the run in a hot hand, right? And Pacheco, we'll see how he does. He didn't look like the same player last year, right? So whoever you keep, I think it's the right move. Mahomes, obviously, multi Super Bowl champ, been to many Super Bowls, a guy that just continues to deliver. Doesn't matter what wide receivers are in the room. Pretty comfortable or easy to keep him, even though it wasn't a great fantasy year for him last year. I think it's going to be a good fantasy year for him this year. But I do think Kansas City will start to fall off some in the playoffs. But I think regular season success will be there for Kansas City and Mahomes and fantasy this year. So I expect big fantasy numbers, but I feel Kansas City will start falling off a bit in the playoffs. Pickens, Flowers, right? Your team, George Pickens, I think actually gets into a better situation. You might say, well, Kamish, it's going from a WR2 to WR1 from a WR2 to WR2 situation. But I think Dallas is going to throw the ball a ton, right? And CD's there, which means Pickens is going to face maybe light coverage or vice versa. It doesn't matter. Dak's going to have to pick him apart. I think Pickens will still have big numbers, even though he's not the primary. Zay Flowers, he did have the injury there late at the end of the year, affected the playoffs for Baltimore, I feel. But Zay Flowers is definitely one of those gadget like wide receivers that can make big plays. Jerry Judy, yeah, Denver apparently didn't appreciate him. Cleveland did, had a big year with Cleveland. I still think that guy's a bit overhyped, to be honest. That people are saying he's underhyped for the fantasy draft. I just don't trust anyone on Cleveland, to be honest, especially when you look at their quarterback situation. And then Frankie Louvu, well, you know this guy well, right? Why did Carolina get rid of this guy? Now Washington Commander and put up big numbers, especially in the back half of the year, fantasy wise, in the IDP hole. And clearly you're going to go with them because, you probably like them from the Carolina days, obviously. Looking at your draft pick scenario, so you do have one less round 13, but the extra 20, so it's only a 7 round drop. Not that big of a deal. You do pick fifth in the draft, so you were unable to make it to the semifinals in consolation, but you won the loser bracket there to get fifth pick in the draft at least, and I think you will be able to find a great player at fifth. I just hope you don't go Tet McMillan. I just feel Tet McMillan is overrated. I heard Jimmy Horn was even having a better camp. You probably follow Carolina a little bit more closely than I do. I heard Jimmy Horn was having a better camp. So take it as you will. But I think you should go with a running back, and I think you should grab one of the rookies. And at that stage, it's probably going to be Travian Henderson, Judkins, or Hampton, maybe Harvey, maybe Caleb Johnson, whoever is your flavor of the week. But I think you have to pick that flavor of the week and strengthen the running back room. You got the wide receivers, right? You don't need to add Ted McMillan to the room. It's going to be tempting. I know you're a Carolina diehard, but my advice would be go running back. And your storylines, if things go well, I see. This has been the same storyline for every team in American Division Two, really. I think either one of you could win the division if things go well. I think if things go bad, either one of you could miss the playoffs. I think the American Division Two is very competitive. It's a rivalry division, I feel. I believe some of you all know each other, if not all know each other. I believe you're all Carolina fans. And I just want to say I'm super grateful that all you guys are in here, and a lot of you are in here because of Justin. And Justin, don't be scared to use that 5 and 10 rule. If you feel your team is ready to make the leap, you start trading your draft picks away. Yeah, you trade your first. Yeah, you trade your second, your third to get those extra few good players that might push you over the top to get into tier one. That is the picture of success in the lower tiers, and even the picture of success to some degree in tier one, but it can backfire you on you. 2 years ago, I went all in to try to win the championship, just fell short. And then I just had injuries at the bad time heading into the playoffs. Last year, I finished last place in Tier 1. The only reason I was able to stay is because I won the championship here in Tier 2. So I don't want to put myself in that position in Tier 1 this year, but you don't have to worry about that because you're in Tier 2. Yeah, it could create problems for you next year, but you just have to have confidence that even if you went 5 and 10, you don't make it that year, you're good enough to survive the next year and reload the following year. Steenhoff already tried it. He's in Canadian Division Two. He had the survival year this past year, did just fine, and I'm sure Steenhoff already looks like he's going to reload. So, just some helpful tips for you guys to move up. But Justin and Picken Flowers, you have my respect, and I just want to say once again, thank you, brother, for the owners that you brought into this league. And I hope you're really enjoying it. Good luck this year.